I'm Bill with TANDEMKROSS, making good guns great. The magazines in your Browning Buckmark are just like the magazines in other comparable 22 LR pistols in that their springs will eventually wear out. Every time you load a round into them and compress that spring, the spring loses a little bit more of its ability to stretch back out, and eventually it will stop feeding correctly. Luckily, TANDEMKROSS grows just the thing to replace those springs. The green spring replacement magazine spring for Browning Buckmark. Our green springs are shot-peened for longer effective life than the factory spring. They also have a stronger output force than the factory spring, so they feed more reliably for longer. Plus, our green springs come in packs of 3, so you always have extras on hand when you need them. Buckmark magazines do differ notably from comparable 22 LR magazines in one way, and that is how you get to the spring to replace it. In other mags, the base pad just slides right off. But on the Buckmark mags, the base pad cannot be removed, it's molded in. There's another trick to get the spring out that I will show you right now, so you can replace your stock spring with the TANDEMKROSS green spring.
Alright then, to do this install you will need a 1/8 or smaller punch, a long screwdriver that's at least as long as the magazine, and a box or a tin, something with rigid sides that you can push on but that can also hold small objects. To start, take a look at your magazine. On a Buckmark mag, the follower button is the only thing that prevents the follower from shooting out the end. To remove the follower button, and thus the follower, you'll have to slide it all the way down to the base, as far down as you can, and then punch out this little pin here, which is the opposite side of the follower button. The easiest way to do this is by pushing the follower button up against the edge or the corner of your box so that you can hold it in place and easily punch it out and keep track of that follower button when you do. So you'll have to apply quite a bit of force here. In my experience, these follower buttons are in there pretty good. You'll have to push hard, but punch that out with your punch. Now you don't want to just yank your punch right out once it's in. You want to slide the follower all the way up to the top of the magazine again. And then put your finger over the follower so that when you do pull the punch out, the follower doesn't shoot out and you can take it out in a controlled way. But now you can take the follower and the spring out and set the old spring aside. You will not be needing it anymore. Grab your new green spring and put it onto that cylindrical part of the follower, just like the stock spring was. And then you can feed the spring back into the magazine, one coil at a time. Feeding it in one coil at a time like this is the easiest way to make sure that the spring does not get bent or tangled up inside the magazine. Once the follower is back inside the mag, you'll have to push it all the way down to the base again to put the follower button back in. So this is where your screwdriver comes in. What you want to do is use the screwdriver to push it all the way down to the base and hold it there. So you can't really see what I'm doing here, but I'm actually pressing the screwdriver butt end up against my chest. It's definitely, this is a three-handed operation, so you'll have to do what you can. But then make sure that you're putting the follower button in on the same side that it came out of. But all you have to do is press it back in. There's nothing really fancy going on here. You can just push it back in by hand. Push nice and hard and make sure it's in there. And then you can take the screwdriver out, decompress the spring, let the follower go back up. You might want to make sure that everything still seems like it's working as it should. But if your follower still moves and springs back up, then you are done. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions about this video, be sure to let me know in the comments section, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that whenever we upload a new video, you'll find out right away. You can also find us elsewhere on the internet like Facebook, Instagram, Parler, and MeWe. And of course, you can find all of our products at www.tandemkross.com.